Hey guys, I'm your girl Kiki Soto and welcome back to Urban Girl Gardening. I'm super excited because we are doing our Grow It, Cook It, Eat It series, guys. I'm going to take some of the veggies that we have grown, that we have excess of, that we are still growing, and I am going to show you guys how to use them in recipes, hopefully every single week. Now today, guys, we are going to be making something sweet, fall-esque, and delicious using pears. Yes, guys, I know you're like, pears? Who grows pears? Well, we have 2 pear trees, and if you look back a few videos, you'll see us harvesting from our pear trees and our grapevines, and we still have lots and lots of pears, so it's time to use them. Now it's September, it's fall, so you've probably gone apple picking, you've probably got your peaches, and I just want to let you guys know that this recipe is interchangeable with all of those stone fruits, okay? They're all in the same family, but today we're working on our pears. Last week we did savory, this week we're doing sweet. Before we get started, you know what you got to do. You know what you have to do. You have to like, you have to share, comment, subscribe, guys. Come on, you know I'm feeding y'all good. I'll give you a second. Ready to go? All right, let's get to it. The first thing that you guys are going to need is pears. And what I've already done is I have sliced our pears up, took the cores out, and I have them soaking in lemon water. If you're using apples, you want to do the same thing, but I'll just give you guys a quick example of how I actually slice it. So I'm just going to cut the tops off, cut the bottom off. Can you guys see that? Cut it in half. I'm going to take my melon baller here, and I'm just going to scoop out the core, anything yucky. I'm going to scoop out the other core. There we go. And I'm going to show you guys how I slice these. And this is the shape that we're going for. This right here. It's going to look so pretty. But anyway, I think I have more than enough in there. Apples, you want to core them, slice them in half, and you'll slice them the same way. Okay? Give me one sec. I'm actually going to drain these so we can get started. Okay, so our pears are drained. I'm just going to sit these here. The next thing we want to do is preheat our ovens to 400 degrees. Get that going. Bam! It's going to be getting hot soon, guys. Alright. Now for this recipe, I'm using a 9-inch pie pan, but you can use a 9-inch cake pan, you can use a tart pan, you can use a springform pan, whatever you want. I'm going to use my already pre-greased and floured pan, pie pan. Okay? We are also going to need some flour, white sugar and brown sugar, some vanilla, salt, nutmeg, baking powder, egg. We're also going to need some milk, but I'm going to grab that out of the fridge when we need it. So we're going to start with our flour. I'm going to take a cup of flour. I'm going to throw that right in. Just a cup, guys. This is a really quick and delicious recipe, and it's not only good for dessert, it's also good for a quick breakfast recipe. You know, we eat our coffee cakes in the morning and stuff like that, and throw in a little pear tart, a little pear cake. It'll be delicious with your coffee. I'm going to take a 1/4 cup of white sugar. I'm going to add that in. We're going to take a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and you can use dark or light. I just happen to use dark brown sugar more than I use light brown sugar. It's just a preference. And you want it packed brown sugar. Okay. We're going to take, we have half a teaspoon here. We're going to use half a teaspoon of salt. Sprinkle that in. We're going to take a teaspoon of baking powder. Pop that right in. And we're going to take another half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Nothing says fall without nutmeg, y'all. And I use nutmeg in everything from savory to sweet. Nutmeg makes everything taste better. From your pies to your tarts. You can put it in your spice rubs for your steaks, for your ribs and stuff like that. Now, I'm not a big meat eater, but I can cook it. So we're just going to mix all that together. Get it all well incorporated with your whisk. Next, guys, we're going to need half a stick of butter or 4 tablespoons. And I froze this previously because what I like to do is just kind of grate it in, because the cake batter is almost like making a pie crust. So you could definitely do this whole method in a food processor. You could pulse everything right together, right in the food processor. So I'm just going to grate the butter right in. It just makes it better or easier, guys, to blend it. Oh Lord, it's starting to melt a little bit, but we're going to get all this butter, y'all. See how fast that melted? And this butter was frozen, y'all. Guess I got that fire. That heat cooking in here today. Okay, and we're going to go back in with our whisk. And all we want to do is pulse this right in. Well, not pulse, because we're not using the food processor, but it would be the same process. You want to get this all mixed in until it starts to look like a cornmeal or like little peas in there. Oh my God, this smells so good already. God, that nutmeg, oh, it really kicks it up a notch. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need, which I'm going to go get, is milk. We need milk, 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 milk. Let's grab that real quick. Alright guys, I got my milk here, and you can use whatever milk you like. We use soy milk, we use almond milk. We don't do too much dairy here. You want to grab a bowl or a large measuring cup, and we're going to pour in a 1/4 cup of milk. I'm going to pour that in. Close this up. We're going to take an egg, we're going to crack it. Alright, we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla to this mixture here, our milk and our egg. And then we are going to mix this all up. Beat it all in together. And I'm sure you can guess where this is going. Right into our flour butter mixture. Okay, I'm going to get that all in there. And then you're going to take your rubber spatula or your wooden spoon, whatever you want to use. And we're just going to combine it all. So we have a nice batter. And the batter is going to be thick, guys. It's going to be almost like a muffin type batter. But that's what you want. Oh my God, the smell of the nutmeg. Oh, so good. Okay, and now we got our prepared pie pan. what we're gonna do is we're just gonna plop this right in. Yeah, just gonna plop the batter right in. Push it out to the edges, guys. Take my fork. Whoop. Get all that off as much as possible. And we're just gonna push that outward. Remember, this is thick, just like a muffin or something like that, but that's what you want. It's gonna give you that nice cakey coffee cake texture, similar to a coffee cake, not a sheet cake. All right, then we're gonna take our pears. Remember, if you're using apples or pears, you're soaking them in lemon juice so that they don't oxidize too quickly and start turning brown. But we're just gonna take our pears, guys, and we're just gonna plop them right in. You don't have to pre-bake them. At all. Now, I told y'all before, I'm not the artist. It may not look the best, but it's going to taste daggone good. The pears will soften up in the oven, so you don't have to worry about having hard pieces or crunching down on hard pears. And also, guys, I don't know if I told you, but you do not have to peel your fruit either. Everything's going to come together really well. And if you wanted to make this more adult, ooh, you could marinate these, your apples or your pears. You can marinate them in like a bourbon or rum, something good like that. Those Thanksgiving parties. Got a pear running in. Oh, that's all right. You stay right there, buddy. And depending on how big your pan is, really depends on how many apples or pears you need. As you can see, I cut quite a bit, but that's okay because I'm also going to dehydrate some. One of these days I'll show you guys that too. Make some delicious pear chips. Let's see if we got any little pieces we can squeeze in here. See? Doesn't that look pretty already, guys? And the last thing we're going to do before we pop this baby in the oven, you want about 3 tablespoons of sugar and about a teaspoon of cinnamon. You want to mix that all together. And I'm sure most people already have these ingredients, but they also sell cinnamon sugar already in a spice blend, so you can just take some of that and use it like that, or you can just mix it in together. And we're just going to sprinkle this right over the top. Right over the top. Oh my God, and now I can smell the cinnamon and the nutmeg. Oh, it smells so good. We're going to save a little bit of this. I'd say about a tablespoon. And we'll sprinkle more when it comes out the oven. Alright guys, so I'm going to pop this bad boy in the oven. You want to make sure that you're putting it on the middle rack of your oven. Make sure, look, we just beat. The oven is ready, right on time, 400 degrees. So this is going in, and I'll see you guys when it goes out. Alright guys, here is our cinnamon sugar pear cake. Oh, it smells so good. Alright, we baked this at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. Remember, we saved some of that cinnamon sugar. If you want, you can just sprinkle a little more on the top. Look how beautiful that is. Can you imagine mixing it up with some red apples, some yellow apples, different color pears? Oh, that'd be so pretty. And if you want to get really fancy, you can take some confectioner sugar. Look at that. Come on now. Come on now. Tell me that is not beautiful. Oh my goodness. Well, this is dessert, y'all. As y'all can see, dinner's over here too. So I'm gonna let this cool and we gonna tear it up. And I hope you make it too and enjoy it like we will. And until next time, guys, like, subscribe, share, comment. What else do you want to see me cook? What other veggies do you still have that you need a recipe for? You need to know what to do with? Let me know. Holla at your girl. And come on back. Next week we'll have another episode of Grow It, Cook It, Eat It here on Urban Girl Gardening. Bye.